Revit PDF export tutorial, native, PDF24 and Adobe with custom paper sizes. Hello and welcome to our new video. In today's video, we will talk about exporting to PDF. We will show an example for newer versions first and then for older versions. We will also show how to export a custom paper size page. So let's get started. Revit can natively export views and sheets to PDF using the PDF export feature, which was introduced in the 2022 version. In Revit 2021 and earlier versions, a built-in PDF creator is not included, so we handle this differently. First, we will show how to use the PDF export tool. We can open it in several ways. One way is to click File, then Export, and then PDF. Another option is to go to Print and select PDF. And finally, the way we most often work, through the Quick Access toolbar, where we simply click on PDF. The PDF export window opens. Under Export Range, we can see three options that we can choose from. The first option is Current Window. This option prints the window we are currently in and exports the exact view that is currently active on the screen. The next option is Visible Portion of the current window. This option enables exporting only the area that is currently visible on the screen, rather than the entire sheet or view. It is useful for quick presentations or recordings, but not suitable for official documentation. The third option, which is the one most commonly used, is Selected View Sheets. This option allows users to define a specific subset of views and sheets for batch processing, rather than exporting the entire project. This feature also enables saving custom sets for reuse. We can see that we are currently in session, and there are no saved sets yet. We click Edit, which opens a new window. Here we can see all views and sheets available in the project. Under Display Filter, we have the following options: 2D views, 3D views, and sheets. Here we can choose what we want to display. We can enable sheets and select them all at once. We can also enable Hide Unchecked View Sheets, which will display only the sheets that we have selected. Additionally, we can turn on Preview to see a visual preview of the selected views or sheets. Now let's create an export set. Export sets are useful because once they are created, they can be reused for future exports without selecting views again, which saves time on larger projects. We click New Set, Create New Empty Set. We name the set. Here we will call it, for example, for building. We select these two sheets with floor plans and elevations, and then click Save Current Set. Within the set, we can also edit the print order. There are three available options. The first option is Browser Organization, where we can choose Sheets Sort By with the available options, as well as Views Sort By with its options. Browser Organization follows the sorting rules defined in the project browser. The second option is Sheet Number, Ascending, which orders sheets numerically. And finally, Manual Order, where we manually define the order. Manual order allows us to fully control the exact export sequence, which is useful when documentation must follow a specific layout order. For example, if we want elevations to come before floor plans. Since we do not want to edit the print order, we click Cancel. Then we click Select with the chosen set. Next is Export Setup. Here we can save all the options we configure, so they are ready for future exports as well. We usually do this at the end, once all settings are properly defined. The next section is related to the output file itself. We have File Name, where we enter how we want the file to be named. Below that, we have the option Combine Selected Views and Sheets into a single PDF file. If we want all selected sheets to be exported into one PDF file, which will use the name entered above, we keep this box checked. However, if we do not want that, meaning we want each sheet to be exported as a separate PDF file, we uncheck this option. We can see that the file name field becomes grayed out and type and view name appear instead. These define the naming rules for each individual file. We then click Set Up Naming Rules, which opens a new window. Here we can define which parameters will be included in the file name. There are 3 parameter groups, and each group contains parameters related to that category. We will set it up like this. Under project information, we add project number and move this parameter to the top. We remove type. Under sheet, we add sheet number and place it below project information. We can also add sheet name and remove view name. Of course, you can adjust this according to your own needs. Additionally, we can add a prefix, suffix, and define a separator. You can choose any separator that works best for you, but it is important to remove the separator after the last parameter, so we do not end up with an extra character at the end of the file name. We click OK. This setup is especially useful on larger projects. Since we want everything to be exported into a single file, we will keep this box checked and name the file family House A3. Next is location. We click Browse and choose the folder where we want to export the PDF. We will paste the desired location here. Next comes size. For page size, we usually leave use sheet size because the sheet size is already defined through the title block. However, if we ever need to select a specific paper format, we can choose one of the available options. Fixed page sizes can be useful when exporting views instead of sheets, or when the documentation needs to match a specific external printing requirement. For zoom, we select zoom, not fit to page. This is because we want the scale to remain accurate. If we leave fit to page, the scale will not be correct. Fit to page scales the content to fill the paper, which breaks the true scale, while zoom 100% preserves the exact scale. The next setting is Create Output Using, where we have two options, vector processing and raster processing. Vector images use mathematical formulas to create lines and curves, also called paths. When you zoom into the image, the lines and curves remain smooth, and the output maintains high quality. Raster images consist of individually drawn pixels. When you zoom into the image, you can see the individual pixels. Raster processing typically produces lower quality output compared to vector processing. However, some print jobs require raster processing. Revit automatically uses raster processing for a view if it contains shadows, ambient shadows, sketchy lines, depth cueing, or point clouds. Because Revit automatically switches to raster processing for views that require it, it is best to select vector processing for most print jobs, and only select raster processing when needed to correct issues with print output. For example, when a page prints blank or when some elements are missing from the printout. Under Appearance, we have colors with 3 options, but we will leave this set to color. For raster quality, we will select Presentation. So overall, we keep vector processing enabled. As for the options at the bottom, they are mostly self-explanatory. First, whether we want links to be shown in blue. Then, whether we want to display reference planes or work planes. Next are unreferenced tags. These are tags that are no longer associated with any element, most commonly appearing when an element has been deleted or replaced. They can be confusing on drawings, so we often turn them off. After that, we have options to hide scope boxes and crop regions. Now we click Export. Revit asks us whether we want to save these settings. We choose to save them. We receive a warning that explains what we already mentioned earlier regarding vector processing. Next, we go to the folder to open and review the exported PDF. If you are using an older version of Revit, or if you do not want to use the PDF export tool for some reason, exporting can also be done through the print option. This option can be opened in several ways. We can go to File, then Print, and then Print again. We can also access it through the Quick Access toolbar, or by using the shortcut Ctrl+P. This opens the print window. In the Print section, we see that Microsoft Print to PDF is automatically set as the default printer. If we click here, we can view all available printers, including both online and physical printers. For now, we will keep the default one. We again select Combine Multiple Sheets. Next, we set the file name. Under Print Range, we will create a new set. Let's name it Set 2 for building. Of course, export sets can be created according to your project needs. Here we are just showing an example. We will select the sheet sections and 3D views. Then click Save Current Set. We can also edit the print order if needed. Next, we go to Settings, then Setup. Print Setup allows us to choose the printer and configure how the sheets will be printed. The Print Setup window opens. We need to select the correct paper size. However, when we check the paper sizes, we see that the maximum size is A3, but we need D size. Unfortunately, this is a limitation of Microsoft Print to PDF. Microsoft Print to PDF relies on standard Windows paper sizes and does not support larger architectural formats such as ArchD or custom sizes, which makes it unsuitable for larger drawings. So, we click Cancel and select a different printer. This time, we will choose PDF24, a free PDF printer that works very well for larger formats. The download link is available in the description of this video. We go to Setup, then Paper Size, and select ArchD. PDF24 reads paper sizes defined at the Windows system level, which allows access to architectural formats like ArchD and custom paper sizes. We set the zoom to 100%, keep the quality at high, and select vector processing again. Click OK. Then OK once more. A Printing Separate Files dialog appears. We choose No. After changing the printer, the option Create Separate Files is automatically selected instead of the previously chosen Combine Multiple Sheets views into one file. We switch back to the option to combine, and then click OK. Finally, we get a notification that raster processing may be applied if necessary. We wait for the PDF24 assistant to open. Then, we go again to save as PDF, select the location, and name the file. This one we will call ArchD. Let's open the PDF and check it. Sometimes we need to create an extended version of a paper size. Extended paper sizes are commonly needed for long floor plans, elevations, sections, or combined drawings that do not fit standard formats. This can be done in several ways. First, we will create an extended title block that we will use. Click on the title block, then Edit. You can watch more about how to create a title block in our other video, link in the description. We see that the current width is 420 millimeters. Let's change it to 840 millimeters. We save this new family and then load into the project. Delete the existing title block and place the views on this sheet. Now, we go to Export. First, we will use the PDF export tool, which is available in versions from 2022 onward. We select Current Window and name it Extended. Since these are settings we saved earlier, we won't change much. What is important is that page size is set to use sheet size. When use sheet size is enabled, Revit reads the dimensions directly from the title block, which allows exporting extended formats without additional printer configuration. This way, the exported PDF will have the exact dimensions of the placed title block. Click Export and wait for the process to finish. Let's open the file and check it. Everything looks correct. Now we will show methods for exporting if you are using an older version of Revit, or if you do not want to use the PDF export tool for some reason. In this case, we will use the print option. We will demonstrate two ways, via PDF24 and Adobe Acrobat. First, let's do it through PDF24. We already have everything set up from before, so we will select Current Window. Next, go to Setup. Currently, under Paper Size, we do not have the extended option, so we need to add it. When using this printer, we must first add the paper size in Windows so that it can be used later in this printer. Open Printers and Scanners. Then click on Print Server Properties. Here, we will add a new paper dimension. First, find the A3 format, and then click Create a new form. We will now name this new form Extended PDF24, since we are doing the first method via PDF24. Next, enter the new dimensions. Change 42 centimeters to 84 centimeters. Windows treats portrait orientation as the default, which is why the width is the shorter side and the height is the longer side. Rotation will be applied later in the application, Revit, Printer Driver. Finally, click Save Form. Then close. Now, let's go back to Revit, go to Print, and then Setup. Under Paper Size, select the custom size we created. Here it is. Select it and click OK. This time, we won't save the print settings. We will only change the file name to Family House Extended A3 PDF24. Click OK and wait for the process to complete. When this window appears, click Save, choose the location, and click Save again. Let's open the PDF we just exported. Next, we will do it via Adobe Acrobat. Select the Adobe PDF printer. Change the file name, replacing PDF24 with Adobe. Now go to Properties. Unlike PDF24, with Adobe PDF we can add the paper size directly while in Revit. Under Adobe PDF Page Size, click Add. Name the new size Extended Adobe, and change the dimensions from 420 mm to 840 mm. Then click Add. Now select the newly created size. You will also see the size we previously created in Windows for PDF24. Click OK. Next, go to Setup. Currently, the paper size is still set to the PDF24 size. Select the new size, click OK, and then OK again. Choose the location to save the file. Sometimes, an issue occurs during Adobe PDF export. The window may not populate correctly, and the PDF will not be generated. There is a solution. First, cancel this print attempt. Go back to Print, then Properties. Under Output Properties, instead of prompt for Adobe PDF file name, select Documents. This issue occurs because Adobe PDF expects the output file path to be predefined. When set to prompt for a file name, Revit sometimes fails to complete the export, resulting in an incomplete or empty PDF. By setting the output to documents, the file path is defined automatically, allowing the export process to complete correctly. Click OK. Then OK again. Wait for the process to finish. And here it is, it works. Understanding multiple PDF export workflows is important because no single method works in all situations. Knowing when to use native PDF export, virtual printers, or custom paper sizes gives you full control over your documentation output. We hope this tutorial helps you improve your Revit workflow. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tutorials.